What's up? I'm back in the shop today working on my channel's favorite vehicle. That's a joke. Whenever I post a video of this thing, I get about 250 views on it. So I've been working on it, just been keeping it off the channel because nobody cares. But I have a huge issue today that I need to get resolved on this truck. So I've been working on this thing, and I stole a bunch of parts off of it to put on the C30 to get it running properly. All stuff that I was going to upgrade on this anyway. So now it has electronic ignition, billet distributor, new carb, catch can just to keep the engine bay from getting foggy when you're really hogging on her. I re-geared it and I went down in tire size just a little bit. The 275 60/15s were a little bit wide and tall for my liking on this truck. I thought I wanted a big tire on it, but I went down to a 245 60, and I think it fits quite a bit better. Now, with the new gears, smaller tires, and spicier stuff under the hood, this thing just wheel hops like it is its job in life. First gear is pathetic. It just axle wraps like you wouldn't believe. Shift to second, just axle wraps like you wouldn't believe. And it's a huge issue. It's very uncomfortable to drive. So this truck has CCP or CPP or Western chassis or something lowering leaf springs all the way around. And the spring rate on them is very low apparently because they are very soft. There's a couple ways that could be alleviated. Most people would say, oh, let's put traction bars on it. Well, this is still a spring over truck. It's not spring under like an S10 would be when you flip it, or like a Nova or something like that you can just put ladder bars or traction bars on it. The best fix obviously would be like 4-link it and put coilovers or something on it, but not on this chassis. This is still a stock chassis under this thing. Maybe down the road I'll build like an air ride or coilover chassis for it, but not right now. I want to drive the truck this year. So the quickest and easiest and most effective way right now to alleviate this problem is to put a set of ladder bars on it. These are just a universal one from Summit. So last night I came out here, got this thing up on the blocks, since you have to obviously install any suspension components like this with load on the suspension. Made me a bracket, drew it on some steel. I'm going to cut it out today, and hopefully by the end of this video I'll be doing burnouts down the road. Also, I have the vinyl floor kit, which isn't getting installed today because it's still, what is it, 32, 33 degrees in Ohio. It just refuses to warm up. And I got some seats for it with seat belts, something just a little bit more comfortable than the bench that's out of some kind of mystery vehicle. It's definitely not original to this truck. So I'm going to get these brackets plased out. Obviously, these are the outers. I have to cut this, cut 2 more. Those are going to be my inners, cap the ends, and it'll be good to go. So let me get at it. There you go. 2 custom-made frame mounts for the ladder bars. So I'm going to get under the truck, get these in place, get them tacked onto the frame, and get the axle brackets tacked onto the axles. Then I can get the truck back in the air so I can fully burn everything, because I really don't want to be rolling around on my back all day. There we go. Brackets are welded on the frame and on the axle. This is what I was talking about. These springs are very, very soft. I can basically compress those leafs by hand, and these leaf springs are almost perfectly flat when the weight of the truck is on it. So this should alleviate all of the wheel hop problems. So I'm gonna get some paint thrown on here real quick, get these back in, and I think it's starting to rain, so I can't drive this outside. So I might have to do a shop burnout to test it. There they are, all done. Had to redo my exhaust, lost my side pipes, but I'll make something cool later. I just had to get it kicked back a little bit farther. So I'm gonna get this thing set down on its paws and see if I can maybe swing it around the block real quick. Gonna be able to hear anything, and it's gonna be real shaky. That already feels better. Just pulling out of the driveway. Feels a little stiffer, a little bit, but that's okay. Oh, she's grumpy. It's still a little bit chilly. I don't know why she's so grumpy. Yeah, I don't have any wipers either. Now it's starting to rain. Way up here. See if we can lay a patch. Oh yeah, now it's starting to rain. Can't see nothing. We died, so I don't know why she's so grumpy. All right, ready? I'm probably gonna lose you. Here, let me wedge you up against stuff. That was rev limiter in first with no axle wrap. That was kind of violent. I want to try to hit second. Maybe I'm gonna pull out. Up here I will. All right, here we go. a little low. Should be 6,500. And it's hitting the rev limit at like 42. So something's freaking out. But it's way, way, way better. We might have blown the heater core up. She's leaking. So this little project was a great success. If there's one single thing I've done to improve the drivability and the fun of this truck, it was this project today. Because this thing absolutely rips. I have never been able to beat on it like that and, you know, not have axle wrap and just feel like it's going to shake the bed completely off the truck. It's just, it feels good. It feels good to put all this money and time and effort into this thing and it finally drive like I would expect it to. So, got a couple more things now I gotta mess with. You know, obviously I think it blew the heater core apart. I don't know. It's leaking on the floor now. Luckily I didn't sound dead and put the floor in this yet, so that'll be another project. I think I know what the bogging down problem is at high RPMs. When I changed some stuff under the hood, I noticed that the fuel filter between the fuel pump and the carb was like in pretty poor shape. It looked pretty nasty. So I bet we're sucking that fuel line dry, because this thing had that problem when I first got it driving, where there was still some junk in the tank and it clogged some filters right off the rip, and it would do the same thing. I could drive it around, put it around, no problem, but as soon as I started getting on it, it was breaking up really bad. It didn't really sound like an ignition issue. It sounded like it was just completely starving itself of fuel. So that should be an easy fix. Hopefully the heater core is not busted. Maybe it just the hose came off. I don't know. We'll take a look. I've had this thing apart a couple times already. So I got a couple more things to button up on this, and then hopefully it is done. Like I can drive it all summer without having any problems, and I can get working on some other stuff finally, like my C30 that's just, you know, sitting there patiently waiting. I've had some other projects, other people's cars in and out, and you know, now it's time to hammer down and get some of mine done for show season. So C30's coming up, C50's coming up. This thing over here, if it's still in my driveway, like, it might be coming up. I don't know. Maybe. It's kind of dumb. So, but dumb is good and dumb is fun. So, thanks for watching. See you next time. I know there was at least one person waiting around to see if I would do that. My shop floor is incredibly hard to do burnouts on. It's unbelievable. It's like a prepped surface at a racetrack. So you get, the tires get super sticky super fast, and you know, I've had a lot of things struggle to do burnouts in here. So I heard that lunchbox locker start clicking, got out of it before I broke something. So